What's up, guys? I am War Master Moloch, and this is an early game start guide to playing as the Witch King Malekith of Naggaroth on Legendary difficulty on Total War Warhammer 2. And in this guide, I'm going to take you through how you want to start out your campaign as Malekith with as few mistakes as possible to set yourself up for a successful campaign. Now, you might be looking at this thinking, Malekith's isn't the most complicated start position in the game. And in a way, you're kind of right about that. But what happens with Malekith is that there are a lot of mistakes that you can make relatively early on that can slow you down, stymie your growth, and make it harder for you to succeed overall. And I'm going to teach you how to avoid those. Most importantly, I'm going to teach you the early stages of how to prepare for the war that comes with chaos. Because while Malekith's start position is not hard at the beginning, it gets hard when chaos comes in. And it's all about making those right steps before turn 95 to 100 when chaos comes in and basically tries to backdoor you. The main core of what I'm going to teach you here is how to confederate Crone Hellebron, how to consolidate the Iron Mountains, and how to recruit a Black Ark as soon as possible. And those are the main steps that you need to take if you want to have a successful campaign. Confederating Hellebron comes pretty quickly if you know what you're doing. The reason why you want to do that quickly is because if you just leave her alone and you focus on going through the Skaven early on, what happens very quickly is that she grows and she becomes a bigger faction than you because she goes through Grond like they aren't even there, and that means she becomes a bigger, more powerful faction and you struggle to confederate her. So we need to make a slightly different step to start out from other campaigns where you might be thinking logically we're going to go Harkaldra, then we're going to go to Altar of Ultimate Darkness, then we're going to go to Recto Gorge. We're actually going to go east to where Crone Hellebron likes to expand, which is towards the Great Arena here. So we're just going to go there.
Sorceress of Naggaroth, I can feel their power.
I am the Witch King.
And we're going to declare war on Grond. Obviously, you embed the sorceress in there, because, obviously. Now, you can fight this manually if you want. I find it's fine to auto-resolve it. So we're just going to go with that. We're going to sack it.
Then burn it.
And here's the thing. We're going to use the Great Arena as a sack city for a turn or two. The reason for that is that when we eventually go to take Grond, they'll very often have a whole stack in there. It's not even anything particularly challenging. We're talking about dread spears here. But there'll be a lot of them potentially. And while we're going to emphasize getting dark shards in this army, it certainly won't hurt to have the burning head on the go. So we're not going to take the Great Arena straight away. For research, I always recommend clicking on Revel in Suffering because you want growth. So you're getting income from slaves, growth plus 10, growth plus 15. Massive in these early stages to get that growth. And you want to start building up Naggaroth as soon as possible. Crone Hellebron, as you can see, we have good terms with, but we can't yet trade with her. That's absolutely fine. We also have good terms with this guy. Now, Malice Darkblade, he's a pain in the ass because he can potentially get you into wars. So an option that you need to consider once you've hit the 10th turn is maybe ending that alliance with him. Wait till the 10th turn if you're going to do it, because that way you won't lose any reliability, because losing reliability can mean that everyone declares war on you because they see you as weak. But doing it this way, doing it that way I should say, will enable you to do it without that risk. So we're just going to end the turn there. You can see one of Crone Hellebron's girls there. Okay, turn over. Get rid of that pop-up. We're going to sack the Great Arena again.
Fight for me or die.
We're going to sack it again.
traitor myself.
Now she's got that. Now, you can actually take it this turn, but I like to have the option of Overcast Burning Head and just like cheaper Burning Head, because you never know how much magic you're going to get at this early stage. So I back off from here for a moment, and I'll get myself 3 units of Dark Shards. Malekith, you want to work towards Lightning Strike first, by going through Dreaded Slaver, because that's where you get the most money from your slaves. So getting extra captives are basically free money. Then 1 point into, I usually go Infamous Raider, then Draft Master, then Lightning Strike. I don't work on his magic line at this stage because she's a much better spellcaster, so she can emphasize that instead. Now for rights, that one is not worth going for. Certainly not now, anyway.
The cold winds rise.
Now we're going to come in here.
You will suffer for this insult. Druki,
Another easy auto resolve. And this time we are going to take it.
his power.
And something you notice with the Great Arena straight away is you get the recruitment building there. So that means we can recruit more Dark Shards. And put another into Burning Head for her. Basically, you buy all of the Burning Heads, you put all the points in there, then 1 into Kindle Flame, 1 into Evasion, and then you're looking at Flame Storm, Magical Reserves, Arcane Conduit. That's how you want to go with Drethella Chillmane. And any Fire Sorceress, basically. Now, if we have a look here, our relationship with Crone Hellebron is now really good, but not quite enough that she's going to confederate with us yet. So what we do is trade agreement, get 300 gold out of her, military access, get another 300 gold out of her,
Agreed.
and there we go. And this has just cut her off from expanding too fast. She's pretty strong, and she could have easily come across and taken the Great Arena without us doing it first. So we've just sort of intercepted her and made it so that she can't expand as easily. And then we're going to go and do over the rest of Grond for exactly the same reason, because that will make her more likely to confederate. And we may even get it this turn.
Ever vengeful.
So Malekith come to the border there.
My cruelty knows no limits.
There's no one in there yet, but we can't reach there. We're going to do some recruiting.
Blood Queen of Haganeth. Blood actions speak.
And there you
louder
go.
than
We've got the
words.
Confederation. The reason why we went for the trade and the non-aggression pact, and we already had the non-aggression pact, but the military access is because that improves our standing with her. So we're able to get this nice and early. Do you know what? Actually, I'm not going to go for it this turn because we're not going to attack this turn. We're going to wait 1 turn before doing it because she has a lot of units in there that are quite expensive, and I'll want to get rid of them. And if we can use them as a part of the attack on Grond, so much the better, because then they might just, you know, die, or they're badly weakened. We use them to help us win a battle. There you go, see?
What is this?
There they all are. Right. Now we go for the Confederation.
Hellebron, speak. But
Join
choose your
Confederation.
words with care.
You can get money here. Let's try and get 900. I doubt she'll go for that, but...
You overreach.
Okay, we'll get 700 out of her then. Okay, so we've got her.
Treachery shall stand.
And she's got movement range, so we can use her in that siege.
Priestess to the
That one's got movement range, so does this one. So we've got 2 heroes here that can fill out Malekith's army. We're going to besiege.
End them.
Continue siege. Now you see what I mean straight away about the issues with her army, because that's a big old army there, and most of this stuff, I mean, look at this, 169, 150, 150. Okay, she's making them cheaper, but they add up to a lot. They really do add up to a lot.
Death Hag.
So we're going to put the Death Hag with
Observing
Malekith,
his
because that basically fills out his army once you've got the Master in there as well.
I am the Witch King.
Cruelty endures. I've skills to show.
Attack.
mistress of our Ganeth.
Let's just move her to... Let's put her in forced march.
My dealers of death.
Murder.
And we'll bring her up here. We're not likely to need all of that, but hey.
Crush.
Just in case, you know? Just in case. Why take chances? See, it says Pyrrhic victory for the auto-resolve, but look at who's dying. All of the shit that we actually really want to keep. So, yeah, this is good for numbers in their case, but not actually good in terms of quality. It's an easy battle for us, and I'll show you how to win it. Okay, so they're all coming from there. That's fine. They'll get shot a little bit, but who the hell cares? We'll put Malekith up front. We're going to use the Reaper bolt throwers to take out the tower. Eventually. There we go. Gamble, Drathella baby, you come over there. The Master and the Death Hag just stay there. We're just going to have squads of these. That's melee infantry. Pretty much worthless here at this stage. These chariots, they're not actually particularly useful, but when we come round to fight the Skaven in the Iron Mountains, they can actually do a fair bit of damage, because early stage Skaven infantry is absolute garbage. So we're going to start that up there, go for that tower. Right, Hellebelly, get over here. Yeah, because we might actually, you know, wind up sending some guys into melee here. Why not send in guys that we don't give a crap about? These guys are useful, so she'll be keeping those after the battle. Right, let's speed this up. They don't hurry, do they? Yeah. It's slow going with Reaper bolt throwers. They're not very good. Yeah, see, something you can do here is that if you want to lose fewer of these, you can move them so that the melee infantry's ahead of them, or even have Crone Hellebron act as the main target. But it's okay. That's not a big deal. As you can see, we're just barely going to get through this one tower here. Reaper bolt throwers are not great. Not against towers, anyway. They do okay against troops. And yes, multi-shot is pretty much the best to go for on this. It makes very little difference, to be honest. One more hit. Okay, let's go for that. Just use up the rest of the shots on ranged units. Do as much damage to them as we can. Be out of ammo soon. Now, what you can do here, because you've got the Death Hag, or Crone Hellebron, or Malekith, it's fine. You can come forward and waste their ammo to give yourself a clear run. Just dart from side to side here, if you haven't seen this before. It just means that the front row of troops won't be shooting at your spellcaster or your dark shards as you come forward. It's not the most exciting thing, and you don't necessarily have to do it. You can play it dry by just bringing the dark shards forward and out shooting them. but I like to just be as clean as possible with this stuff. Minimal replenishment after a battle. You get the idea. This doesn't take very long because it's only a couple of units. And having shown you a bit of that now, I'm going to pause the rest of my ammo wasting here because you don't need to see all of this. There you go. So as you can see, the Death Hag's fine. They're out of ammo now, which means you can move forward freely. Now, here's what I was talking about with the Burning Head. That is a prime example of a really good firing line. So we're going to bring Drothella Chilmain forward. I'm going to bring Malekith forward as well to act like a bodyguard. And I'm also going to start moving these forward in case we need some shooters. I'll bring the Master forward as well. The reason why I'm doing this is because they do sally out quite a bit more now than they used to. Right, here we go. We're going to overcast that. And we're going to stick that right through. Oh, how are we going to go for that? We're going to go like there. Just trying to find where the best angle is. Let's see how she gets on for kills. Is that going to hit the wall and bounce back? That's what I'm hoping for. Yep, there we go. Double up. It didn't go straight through the area where I wanted it, but is it going to hit them? No. Okay, that was still a really good cast to start out with. And we're going to use as much of her magic as we can so that we can maximize the damage. So some of this is going to involve a little bit of waiting while you get yourself up to 30 magic. You get yourself up to 30 magic because if you cast spells before you're on maxed magic, then your regeneration time is much longer. For that matter, why bother with ammo to help protect Drothella if we need it, when we can just sacrifice the Sisters of Slaughter and stuff that we're going to get rid of soon anyway. I'll aim the next one right along there, and hopefully it will do another bounce in the right direction. I've got it teed up for another overcast. You have to be careful inside settlements because they can bounce off this wall here very easily. But if you have a look around here, you can see why it is that I'm being so conscious of magic rather than using all my ammo. Ah, they're moving around, the bastards. There we go. Yeah, she's gone over 200 per cast. Not much magic left for us here, but we'll build it up. It's just going to take a while. And while that's happening, I'm going to bring forward some shooters to shoot these guys here in the back. And where's the general? Okay, she's not there. Now, when you're engaging in these sieges, wherever you can, aim to shoot people in the back because you kill them faster, especially shielded units, because they can't use the shield against you when you're shooting them in the back. That's especially useful with dark shards because they aren't great at shooting things on walls being crossbows. High elf archers are much better at it. So that's a unit that had ammo and it's now gone. We're going to go for this unit of Dread Spears next because it's badly weakened. And we're not going to emphasize getting rid of the dark shards because they can occupy this spot here. They've got no ammo, so that means that they're basically just blocking a potential shooting angle that another unit might have. Do they have any more ranged units in there? I'm not sure they do, actually. Okay, there's a ranged unit down there still firing. Can we hit that? Yeah, that'll go one volley. There we go. They shattered. Get rid of this unit. Yeah, we'll let these guys stand at the front. We'll go for those Dread Spears. Not having Arcane Conduit means this is slow going for her. Now there's a case to be made for sending her over here because there's more action available to her. But you see how much ammo we've already burned through? This is why I want to use magic as much as I can. There you go, there's some Black Ark Corsairs. Okay, that unit's out, or that group of units is out, I should say. Bring these ones, well actually let's bring these ones forward, the weakened ones. And Drathella, I'm going to say, come to here. Because I might cast this next one through here instead, because these units are in better shape. And if I bounce it from there and back again, that can be good. Just a methodical pace to this. So we're going to go for there. We'll try and go straight on. Yeah, that did not go well. Unfortunately, the burning head can curve on you. So that's a shame, but she does have one single cast available. She's not completely out of magic. She has a single cast and a fireball left in her. So we're going to stick that there. Yeah, that one was actually better. Oh, she doesn't have a fireball, actually. Sorry, my bad. That's all good. Okay, move her back. It's killed 565. So she's done her work, put it that way. Ooh. That first volley into the Black Ark Corsairs took a lot of health off them, as you can see. We're cutting straight through them. Oh, shit. Who's shooting at her? Probably the... yeah, it was the tower. A little bit careless there, but it's fine. She was never in any real danger. She was already moving. Now let's go for this unit. They're facing us, but they've already been badly hit by like stray shots and everything. Go for this one now, because that's a more full unit. They really got battered there from the stray shots. Right, so we'll hold off on that. And now we're going to go for this unit of Bleak Swords with drop shots, because that should really drill them. See the way they're all balling up on the walls now because the units are also badly diminished? And we've still got 7 units of Dark Shards left. I've left these Dark Shards relatively untouched because we can absolutely trash them in melee. It's not a problem at all. I would like to see the General up in place. Just stay outside of the range of that tower. Go for those Dread Spears. Drop shot. The drop shots do a good job of bypassing shields. And now this unit. And go for... get those back because they're bunching up for no good reason. Right, we want to go for that unit there because they're balled up together. So if we drop shot right into the middle of them, that's perfect. We'll hit both units. They're dividing up, but that's okay. We've done the damage. Because that unit's not playing ball. Shit, okay. Get the Death Hag in there. and Malekith. And you know what? Let's send in the Master and Crone Hellebron as well. Oh, Hellebron's actually a long way back. That's okay. This just saves us using ammo here. And we'll try and cut them off. There we go. Malekith will trash them. Not quite shattered yet, but that's okay. Right, 3 units there. Let's go for this unit here, because there seems to be a lot of them. Yeah, there's 68 of them. Okay, go for that unit now. Disband them and them, which means we've just got this squad left. Okay, those can get out the way. Get to here, and we'll drop shot this unit. And I do believe that's the army loss penalty. There we go. Nice and easy. We did not need to bring these guys in, but it was nice to have them as a comfort blanket. And we have Grond. A lot of slaves there, so we're going to loot and occupy it. Now, Hellebron, we want to get rid of all of these because they're costing us a bloody fortune. That's still expensive, and in all honesty, the only thing she's got there worth keeping are the Dark Shards, so we're going to keep that. We're going to level her up and go for Lightning Strike with her too. Malekith we will get Dreaded Slaver for. War Burning Head. For her we'll go for Replenishment for the Death Hag. And for the Master, just go Indomitable Will. All good. And we do a Rebellion at Grond next turn. That's fine. That's extra experience for us. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We don't want this. Get rid of that. Over here, I should really have, I think this is last term we could have done this. This reduces your construction cost in this province, so that's decent. And then we're going to get slave pens. Slave pens is important because something you really need as soon as possible is a Black Ark. And I'll explain to you why Black Arks are so important, in case you don't know, very soon. We'll explain that in a couple of turns or so. I'm not interested in Mung. We'll come to Mung later on. I'll explain a little bit about them later. Get rid of that. They've given us an injection of money, which is nice. We're gonna... Hellebron's actually perfectly placed to help with this, so... Yeah, because we want experience for both of them. Decisive victory, of course. Slaves, of course. And remember, you want to be putting... Should have sorted this out soon as well. Slaves, you want to really push them into the Iron Mountains. Because that's where you're going to get the most benefit from them at the moment. Now here, in order to make sure we maximize experience, go to there. Speed this up. We're going to sack that. Much more for slaves than anything else. Hellebron can take it. And for here, we're going to go with... Let's just go for growth here.
Malekith, King of Naggaroth.
Malekith will go Infamous Raider. Drithella Chillmane will get Kindle Flame for. I was hoping we'd get 2 points out of that turn, but no, we did that for the Death Hag at least, and probably the Master too.
I will flay this traitor myself.
We will go for melee defense.
Chill-hearted.
There's going to be another rebellion at Crone that we want to be ready for. We'll start repairing that. And there's also going to be a rebellion at Naggaroth next turn, so we'll have to take a quick detour to go and deal with that. That's fine. And we've got skill points for Crone. Hellebron. Again, Dreaded Slaver.
The Witch King is victorious.
And yeah, 2 more turns, and then we'll be able to get our first Black Ark. Something good about Naggaroth is it's one of those provincial capitals or faction capitals that doesn't need you to build walls inside it to start boosting the garrison. So that's not awful. It's not great, but it's not awful.
King of the Treaty.
Spike Reach, I'm not especially worried about keeping. Let's get that off there. But the rebellions will happen at Ganeth. So, with regard to recruitment, we can recruit more troops for her now, just to make this easier. Yeah, I'll get them. It's an extra 30 a turn, but we'll get them with shields. Now, if we have a look here, that only reduced
Preparing to march. I'm good.
public order by about 1. The public order deficit by about 1. So that's going to happen in 2 turns. We got a little bit longer for Ganeth. Should really have gone for the growth building here, but we'll be demolishing this soon, so not especially worried about that. And that stonemason building does do you some favours. This is entirely up to you. I'm actually okay with a non-aggression pact with Ghosts of Palwax if you get the chance.
Your people will suffer.
Absolutely not. We're going to be going up there to finish her off soon.
Feel the power.
King of Naggaroth
Drithella Chillmane has invasion.
cannot be trusted.
Oh, actually, do you know what? But this, with fire sorceresses, I tend to, or with any Dark Elf sorceress, I tend to get a Dark Steed, even though I eventually want a Dark Pegasus, because their skill tree is pretty thin, and that mobility can make a big difference early on for getting forward and just messing with the enemy. Let's get in here. Close victory? You think so? I think we'll fight this manually. And we're just going to corner camp here. There's no particular danger here, but I don't take risks unless I have to. Go for that. Let's pull these forward a little bit. And then go with my demi-checkerboard formation. To be honest, these guys, now I've got this many heroes, these units here are pretty much worthless because I've got what I really need.
Sorceress of Grond.
She can go and harass them.
Watch now!
What deeds await?
Dark shards! Chariot!
And the chariots, honestly, they're not really worth keeping. It's entirely up to you. I think that it's generally worth considering getting rid of them. They can do some damage to Skaven when you wind up fighting them, but is it worth it? Your mileage may vary. That wasn't a bad one, I thought, considering they're moving. Okay, I only got 17 kills, but these units took a bit of a beating. And we'll get a bit more time to hit them again, I'd say. Everyone except for Drethella, turn around a little bit. Come forward and turn.
Sorceress of Grond.
There we go, we can hit another one. I'm thinking come over here.
Swiftly.
Oh, do they have some shades, do they? Yeah, they do. Shades are a bigger problem, but not a huge one, put it that way. How many kills does she have now? 71. She's doing okay. Flamestorm would be getting a lot more kills here, but hey, she's doing the business. And we'll get to hit another one soon because they're taking a long time getting forward, which suits us down to the ground. Yeah, I fucked that one up a little bit. Yeah, that was a pretty poor cast on my part. Okay, we're going to aim into that blob there. Yeah, you guys can charge into Malekith if you want. It ain't going to go well for you. She has enough magic for another burning head.
Moving forward.
For that matter, Fireball would probably be pretty good in there, actually. Let's see how many extra kills that gets in that blob. 93. Wasn't bad.
Follow the wind. Now.
Let's put a spell through there. Okay, the Blackguard and Naggaroth are shitting it. I was expecting that because they're not really worth it. The Death Hag is taking a bit more of a beating than I would actually like. Let's start aiming some missiles into there. And Malekith can come back as well. Engage them. And then these guys, I'm going to move around to the side just to get rid of these shades with great swords. Artillery, go after those. And these, we're going to move forward so they get within range of the enemy.
The Witch King.
Death Hag.
Dark shards.
They're not quite close enough. Let's get them forward.
Advancing.
Pull them back. We don't really need to worry here at this stage. We've won. Yeah, they're going to crack. And that's that. Simple enough, just took a little bit of micro.
Cower.
And obviously slaves. And that's a nice simple auto-resolve finish.
Come
for even more experience. And then we're going to force march towards Ashrak. There'll be another rebellion at Naggaroth soon, as well as one here at Grond. But we'll have Crone Hellebron to come in and smack them down. And we can now do the right, which gives us a Black Ark, which means I can explain to you why Black Arks are so important, how to use them, basically, because they're more than just bombardment platforms. We definitely want to recruit it straight away, because
Dreadlord of Naggaroth, dry land.
we want to start it growing as soon as possible, because growth is slow for them. Let's just get these points into the guys here. Draft Master. Invasion.
Bring me his traitorous head.
Passioned.
I will flay this traitor myself.
And that's useful for a master. That slave decline rate improvement for you is always useful. Okay, so Black Arks. Obviously, they're fantastic bombardment platforms, but the main thing with them is that you can load armies in them to reduce costs. So if I dump this army into the Black Ark, it would make it a lot cheaper, because they, once you've leveled them up, you get a lot of cost reductions from them, and you can then use them to go on raiding missions. So what I like to do with a Black Ark, fill them up with Sorceress, the Black Ark Admiral, maybe a couple of heroes, and a Dark Shard stack, and then just send them around raiding. I can sometimes use them to take Karondkar, the Broken Lands over here, which is useful, and then we head over to Norska, because Dark Shards absolutely chew up Norskan armies. They're not good against them at all, because you can just blast them from range, especially when you've got a good spellcaster with them. And you just tour around this northern area, come all the way round, come all the way back, sacking them for money and to send slaves back to Naggaroth. It's hugely valuable to you, especially because of those huge cost reductions that you get from having the army within a Black Ark instead of on land. So you can afford to have Black Arks floating around. They pay for themselves eventually. You just have to tough it out a little bit at first. So we're going to end the turn there. And that's why you always want to have a Black Ark as soon as possible to really get to work like that. Okay, that's what I was hoping they would do. Because that's why I didn't put Crone Hellebron inside, because I wanted them to besiege so that they're close enough for the garrison to help us. And there we go, that's an auto-resolve. More slaves. The army's pretty expensive here at the moment, but that's okay, because we do have to hold on to these territories. While Malekith goes and does his thing up here. I want to go to here, and then I am going to say go into ambush stance, because I want to try and catch that army out.
Denied.
I want them to leave there, ideally.
Definitely not.
They give good service.
Crone Hellebron can have Dreaded Slaver.
Curse this snow.
Yeah, we're going to have another rebellion at Grond soon.
Blood Queen of
But we'll move into... That'll slow it down a little bit. So in 2 turns, it'll be at Ganeth, and then we'll do the same down there. We'll rush her down to attack the army that is besieging Ganeth.
I am Cain.
Because right now their garrisons aren't amazing. End the turn. There we go, we caught them. Do you know, I don't especially feel the need to take that risk there. The ambush is awesome, but the spellcaster can do a lot of damage there, even if we just corner camp it. Let's have a look at the map. I don't feel the need to lose too... Do you know what? Those Cold One chariots are very expensive, aren't they? I'm going to change my advice a little bit there. There's no doubt about it. Just get rid of the bloody things. That's hugely expensive. Yeah, I know this map pretty well. When you're playing as Oxyotl, this one shows up a lot. We'll fight it manually. And rather than disbanding, I am going to... Let's get that to there. What's the range here? I'm going to use those to just kind of charge into the enemy. Put them back to there. I just want to see our firing line. Yeah, we are hitting stuff there. 7 and 4.
Dark elves. Dark shards. We are ready.
Getting demi checkerboard just in case.
Black guards.
Stick them there.
Great spears.
Them there. I'm going to stick the master there.
Black guards.
The blackguard there. Malekith there.
Eager for battle.
I'll have those there. And the spellcaster, I'll say here. And I'm not going to gamble.
Sorceress of blood! Striking out! Come, Malekith! Advance!
How many kills did she get there? That was a very good burning head there.
Battle ready!
They're chasing these around. I don't need to necessarily just sort of throw them out to die, but
Bolt throwers.
Sorceress of blood!
we can just use them to ball the enemy up. That would be perfect. Because that's what's happened. They're setting themselves up for another big cast.
Onward.
Yeah, just get away from there.
Carnage away.
Servant of Hecate!
Dealers in death.
Sorceress of
Yeah,
blood!
we'll let
We are ready.
the Reapers hit them.
Sorceress of blood!
Is that going to give me another... I think I've got enough for an overcast, have I? No. I think one more for the overcast. Nope, okay.
Glorious destruction.
Eager for blood!
Yeah, that was okay.
Forward!
Chariots. Dark shards. We understand.
Come across here.
Taruki. Massacre them.
Sorceress! They shall know fear!
Dread
And
spear.
those get to there.
Carnage
The
away.
master can go
Into
there.
position.
Eager!
Chariots.
Come across.
Fear me.
Malekith to there.
Sorceress of blood! Aria! Aria! Aria!
Yeah, I didn't get that exactly right, but it did fine.
Chariots. Pact.
Yeah, she's not going to get any more casts off, I don't think.
Cold-blooded killers.
The chariots are actually doing well for aggravating them, but honestly, not worth the money. Not worth it. I should have gotten rid of them earlier. There's a bit of latecomer advice for you guys. Get rid of the chariots. They are useful against Skaven, but not that bloody useful. One unit of dark shards will do more damage than them.
Chosen of King.
Okay, so now, with the exception of those, we're going to turn around and move forward a bit. Get to there. That would be another nice cast there if we had the magic, but we don't. Shame for us. She's not far off though. I think she might get one more cast in. I mean, she's got Fireball, and those blobs, they do get hurt by fireballs. But let's go for that blob instead, because that looks decent there with the Reapers. And now we're going to go for that blob, because that looks even better. Oh, the Witch Elf is back there. Or not Witch Elf, Death Hag. I suppose she is a form of Witch Elf. Just head round, because she is going to get another cast in. And we might as well stick it in there. There we go. Oh, look at the damage she has done. And we might as well just use these to run units down. We'll tell these to cease fire for the moment, because there's a blob over there. Ah, they're done. Okay. Predictable. In that case, fire at will. Just run down as many of these as we can. Is that the general? No. So that unit's wiped out regardless. Don't especially need to do this, but meh. Makes the follow-up a little bit simpler, I suppose. Next turn, she should have Flamestorm, and that's going to be even better for us in those situations. Like, Flamestorm in that battle would have absolutely annihilated them. Burning Head did great. Flamestorm's a much better spell. And into those big blobs that they had there, Jesus, it would have absolutely trashed them. They almost done. Yeah, they're done. All right, that'll do. Obviously, we go for slaves.
Captive, the truly have no friends, only fit.
Yeah, those Skaven want peace. There's no point making peace with them, though, because they hold large parts of Naggaroth, the Iron Mountains. We want to take them out.
King of the Truki,
Malekith has Lightning Strike.
bring me his traitorous head.
She has Flamestorm.
This worm cannot be trusted.
And there we go.
Speak.
Let's go for them.
Come,
Lightning Strike,
my dealers of death.
just to get rid of them. And for Malekith, I am going to say... At this stage, I will say let's go down his magic line, even though his magic actually sucks. His Arcane Conduit is useful.
Witch King,
for better spellcasters who are hanging around with him. Melee attack for him. Saying decisive victory. Let's see how decisive.
Merciless host.
Decisive enough.
Attack.
We're going to loot and occupy because that's a hell of a lot of slaves right there. And then we're going to get rid of those because they ain't fucking worth it. And there's going to be a rebellion at Grond, which is fine. Ashrak. We'll repair that. We'll get rid of that one.
My cruelty knows no limits.
We'll get her magical reserves.
I will flay this traitor myself.
We want to get her tenacity. Get those extra hit points in for her.
Me his traitorous head.
And then there's going to be a rebellion at Naggaroth next turn, so we're going to be dealing with that. And then Hellebron, because she's over here with this mediocre ass, but actually kind of helpful army over here, she can just let them... Oh, hang on. They're going to... See, they'll attack Grond next turn, so you can hit them there, and then we might be able to come down and auto-resolve with her enforced march at Ganeth. I think that's what we're going to go with. Should I get her some more? Should I get her some more? We do have the money now. We got rid of those stupid bloody chariots, so why the hell not? Oh, and over here, I say go for growth because Hellebron should be able to keep these pinned down if I keep following this strategy of standing just outside, letting them besiege, and then auto-resolving against them. And just to really piss me off, she didn't do it there. Let's have a look at her army.
Relent now.
Didn't matter. Got it. She's getting us slaves, she's getting us loot money, and she's getting herself experience. And let's face it, this is a woman who looks experienced, shall we say.
I feel Cain's gaze. I will see to it.
Get that extra replenishment there. Ganeth is going to rebel next turn. She is close enough to help.
Malekith.
Now, it's said there was some Skaven raiding here.
Fear me. Seeking
Yeah. Even if they try to ambush us, we'll win.
Short-sighted.
Yeah, there's the rebellion coming here. Let's repair that, see if that helps our public order. Same for that. Because those were pretty deep. Ah, yes, that's what helped with the public order there. Okay. And then Ashrak. Okay. So Ashrak, we're not going to go with walls for there. We're going to go for growth. And I'll tell you why we're not going for walls later on. Because it's very important when we start discussing what you do in the Iron Mountains. When we go on our little exterminator trip against the rats. Haggrafe, there you go, getting you into another fucking war. Yeah, we'll do it.
the undead feel no pain.
And that's why I always suggest, if you're inclined towards doing it, break the alliance with Malice Darkblade. Because you didn't need to be in that war there. They went for it. It made very little difference. They didn't get the ambush against us. We're going to win the fight. We've even got Black Ark bombardments in here, so they're double screwed. They have no chance whatsoever. So for this, we're going to corner camp over here. very similar tactics to what we were using before. This time we're up against rats. They're even easier to kill. And she has Flamestorm now, so good luck, ratty boys. You're gonna need it.
Black gods. Dread spears.
Speak, dark deeds.
Master Druki.
Mistress of whispers.
And there. And she obviously is going to go on a little tour.
Dark shards.
Oops. What am I doing with that angle there? Seriously.
Dread spears.
You would know I'd ever set up an army before with that shape, would you? Probably looking at it and thinking, who the hell's this asshole to tell us what to do? Right. Over to the corner.
Understood.
Drathella, go and find yourself some rats to kill. And we've got the Black Ark bombardments, as I mentioned, so this is going to be simple enough. It's just a matter of spotting them in amongst these trees. Here we go.
Destruction awaits. Seeking victims. Battle calls.
We're much faster than they are on this horse. So we'll just tease them until they can get into a nice little formation for us that lets us burn the living crap out of them with Flamestorm.
Moving forward. On to murder. Swift.
Here we go.
Swiftly. Moving forward. Destruction awaits.
No rush.
Swift.
Night Runners, definitely want to get them if we can with this first spell.
Follow the wind.
Don't want to use the Black Ark bombardments right now because they'll dodge them. Ah, I've missed that. That was not a great cast. She's not doing too bad, to be fair. It went the right way for us. Yeah, that trashed a unit of clan rats. If I bring her around here, we're just going to tie them up in knots. Right, let's sort this bloody formation out, because I made a real pig's ear of that.
Dealers in death.
Yeah, she's getting shot at, but that's probably only by Skaven slave slingers. Yeah.
At once.
And we might as well just invite them to fuck off.
Sorceress.
Oh, you little turds. They always dodge that one.
Sorceress of Crone. On to murder.
And that one. Ah, they didn't dodge that one so well.
Moving
Okay.
forward.
Skaven do not do well against Dark Elves. Certainly not early stage Skaven stacks anyway.
Black gods. Dark shards.
We are going to pull them forward.
Swift. Battle calls. Destruction awaits.
There we go. They're balling up a little bit.
At once. Seeking victims.
Yes, you definitely want to be aiming into that for me.
Yours.
She comes round there.
Swiftly. Arcane.
Ready. In motion.
Okay, not into our own troops, guys. Not into our own troops. Go for them. No, go for them, actually.
Malekith.
And then we'll go here. Here. And here.
Sister of the Dark Convent.
Cold-blooded killers.
Let's go for them. come round here. They're about a rout. Everyone's doing fine. See how badly the Skaven are doing here. They just don't stand a chance against this kind of high armor piercing damage.
Destruction awaits.
Let's get the Black Guard out of the way. They're mostly getting shot by our own troops.
Sorceress of Grond. Aria!
That's always the downside with melee infantry in this kind of army.
Follow the wind.
They literally just get shot in the back by their own troops. That's where most of the casualties come from. And that's the end of the fight, surely. He's still alive somehow. Oh, yeah. They've got more stuff coming. Their little reinforcements. Oh, what's that? You want to have a go at Drethella, do you, mate? Stop wasting your ammo on him. The Dark Shards will trash him in seconds. And I think that's it. Oh, no, not quite. Oh, hello. A little bit more reinforcements than I actually remembered, but that's okay. More fun for us. Fire at will. Slow it down. Fire into there.
Moving forward.
Yeah, we're not going to get another one.
Feeding
No more casts for us. Sad face. Sad face. Let's move the Black Guard out of the way because they don't need to be endangered. They're not especially useful, but sod it. We'll keep them alive. Again, they're another unit similar to the chariots that you could get rid of if you wanted. I don't think they make much difference at all. Go for there.
swiftly.
And here comes the warp lightning spam.
Elfry and Aha.
Okay, just finish that off. Do what you can. Excellent stuff. Obviously, slaves and replenishment.
I will spin these creatures.
Bloody-handed priestess.
Can you get rid of that? Get rid of that.
Destroy. Glory.
There you go.
Blood for all. Mistress of our Ganeth.
And now our public order's looking good across the bar.
No limits. Truki, bloody slaughter of
And that's replenished our Black Guard entirely.
King Malekith. Die,
We
weak
don't quite have the garrison there. Oh, we couldn't quite reach them, but the garrison would have helped us. We'll go for Blade Wind. When do we get to Tyrant? Rank 12. Okay, next rank. It is tempting to get Elven Healing or Quartermaster here just to get our costs down, but we're doing okay paying for everything through battle. Definitely one for Flamestorm.
This worm cannot be trusted.
Tenacity, because she needs hit points.
I will flay this traitor myself. They are adequate.
Hellebron can get Infamous Raider. Yeah, Public Order's fine there and there. So all good.
All shall kneel before.
We'll get them next turn. We'll see how the auto resolve goes for that. It should be fine. Pyrrhic Victory, really? Okay, we're going to have to fight this one manually as well. Oh, we've only got the, that explains it. We've only got the Black Ark. The Black Ark Admiral, not anyone else. So his reinforcement range is larger than the garrison. I was a bit deceived by the yellow line there. That should be fine. We'll do fine there with Drothella Chillmang. Alright, you know the drill.
Dark shards. Merciless warriors. Dark shards.
Demi checkerboard.
Eager for battle. Black guards. Dredge spears.
Got to watch out for shades here.
Servant of Hecate!
Master Druki.
Hag!
I lust for slaughter.
And actually, I'm going to put
Lord of
Malekith up front. Even though the shades are there, he's got this boost here with the Helm of Discord. So I think actually I'll put these guys
Ready.
up top. And I'm going to move all of these back a little bit so that they're within firing range of there. We're going to gamble. Oops, didn't mean to. Oh, I hate that. Okay. That's a bit better, actually.
Druki.
Back to the corner.
Understood.
She got lucky with the gamble, which is nice.
Moving out!
The Black Ark Admiral, let's just hide him. I don't want him to get... They're immortal, though, aren't they? So
Striking out!
Bolt throwers.
there's a decent blob there, if I can get it.
Carnage awaits!
Just want to get her under 30 magic.
On to battle! Dark sorceress!
But they have Cav too, so I've got to be careful.
Setting forth!
Let's have a look at the comparative speed. So their speed 92, Paris 97.
Onward!
Alright, if they're going to rush forward, that's absolutely fine.
We understand. By your command.
Punishing them! On to battle!
Black guards.
Sorceress!
Okay, here we go. Oh, bugger off.
Sorceress of Grund!
They will get eaten up very fast.
Bolt throwers.
Take them off of fire at will because I don't want them shooting into the back of Malekith.
Striking out! Forward! Setting forth!
Right, they've shattered extremely quickly. These ones are also going for her. But that's okay, because we're going to absolutely wreck them as well. I want a flamestorm in here as soon as possible. Brutal. That was a good one.
Sister of the Dark Convent, advance!
Dark shards.
Right, turn these around because they're going around the flanks.
On to slaughter.
Senlu, seeking carnage.
Battle ready. Battle called.
Sorceress of Crone,
How many kills did she get off that? 118. Okay, that was a good one. She got really good value kills.
carnage awaits. I thirst.
Ah, they're dodging both.
Moving out. Onward.
Dealers in death.
I will have destruction.
Sorceress of Crone. Come, Bailey. Setting forth.
Yeah, the Shades took a beating there.
Our sorceresses are at work. Bolt throwers.
Oh shit, oh shit.
Advance. Carnage awaits.
Right.
Onward.
Forgot that we got Lure of the Pale Queen.
Outcry and aha. On to battle. Forward.
Dark shards. Battle ready.
Right, turn around, aim for those Shades.
Murder.
Moving out.
Right.
Guards.
Blackguard of Naggaroth, turn around.
Sorceress of Crone. Senlu.
The merciless host.
You go for there.
The Witch King.
Ready. My power is yours. Gloria Sarius. Aria, Aria, Aria.
These need to get closer.
Murder awaits.
Malekith.
Malekith needs to get further back.
Eager for blood.
And there we go. They had some tough units in there with the Shades, but we just outdid them with the micro and some decent spellcasting.
Before Malekith. Take them captive.
Right, that's dealt with. We'll just finish them off here.
I'm going.
And everyone's involved in this one.
Fight for me or die.
Tyrant of Naggaroth.
He got himself some experience, which is nice. Anything decent for these guys?
My cruelty knows no
Alright,
limits.
Malekith can have... Tyrant. We definitely want Tyrant. That's a fantastic line. One of the best lines in the entire game. Yeah, definitely want Tyrant.
Lord of the Black Tower.
And just for purposes of replenishment...
Malekith.
we don't quite get there in time, but we'll force march it. Why not?
Rest.
And that stops the public order issue becoming as prevalent around Naggaroth as it does sometimes there. Let's
Behold my beauty.
move Hellebron into there, because that's going to boost the public order there even more. So we can build up a little beachhead of public order, so we can stray from here to help at Naggaroth if we need to, while Malekith goes on a little tour.
Lord of the Black
We can recruit one more unit, but we're in forced march, so we're not going to get a chance to do that now. We don't especially need to against Skaven either. We've got Arcane Conduit and Full Flame Storm. We are in great shape now.
traitor myself.
For this, I don't like the Rampage. I also don't like the Cauldron of Blood either, because it just turns you into a big sponge for shots. We're going to go for... We'll get extra leadership. And... more tenacity. And for him, we'll go for Weakness of Horde, because again, we want extra hit points. Martial Name of Power.
I have prevailed.
The Hunger, that's regen, isn't it? That's really good, actually.
Death to the weak.
Yeah, glad he's got that. Okay,
The Druki.
leave that there.
A vile plan.
Go for Dread Expansion to get that extra replenishment.
Bloody-handed priestess.
Yeah, public order all around here is fine. We just need to get to Harkoldra and then start whipping around this area here. And then, once the Iron Mountains are done,
The weak are
that's the main part of what I needed to show you.
Try and wear your
They're not a huge concern for us.
the undead feel no.
And we don't need them especially involved in this. Because it's some shitty gobbos. We can deal with them as... Well, they might have some orcs in there, but I believe it will be mostly gobbos.
the rodents will die.
So they're raiding Ashrak. What's our relationship like with Mung?
Norska.
It's crap, but
I've been
we have a
looking
lot of
forward to
power,
this.
so let's
Prepare
try the
to
non-aggression pact. I'm going to try
timely
offering them a
arrival.
little money for a
My
non-aggression
warhounds
pact.
have not
I'll
eaten
explain
in
why
days.
later on. No, don't demand the money from them. Give it to them.
No.
Whatever. I'm not going to pay them much for it. Screw them.
The true king.
We're going to bring Malekith to here.
Which
Not there. There.
carnage
He's in forced march. I'm such a penis. Don't move him in forced march. I did wonder why his range was so far. That's fine though. It's not going to cause us that much trouble. Where can we build up? Okay, Grond, we're definitely going to start building that up.
Priestess.
Not the others though. Not right now. That should complete the main objective of getting us within range of Harkoldra. I don't think the Deadwood Sentinels are going to be a problem here. Yeah, they're raiding the Chill Road, which is an annoyance to me, but we don't have a public order problem in this area. I'm going to say, though, just to be sure, rush up to Grond. That gets us into positive public order. Ganeth is fine.
my cruelty knows no limits.
And now Malekith's going to go for Harkoldra. That's a close victory, and it's closer than I think is acceptable. So I am going to fight this one manually. And I'm going to take everyone out at the same time. Screw them. Let's have a look at the map as well. I think it's the grubby Skaven map with all the trees. Yeah, it is. Which means we can use here or here. Okay, so reinforcements are coming from here, which is a slightly irksome spot because that's kind of the best place for us to start out. This one isn't a bad spot. The reinforcements there are weak though, so we're not going to be bullied off of our preferred spot. We're going to set up for it. Again, 7, 4. And stick both of those units there. Them there. Nothing here is really an issue for us. Again, Skaven do not do well against this kind of Dark Elf army. We'll maul them. It might even make sense to have her here, because she can absolutely burn the living shit out of them as they come onto the battlefield. Which will be funny. Or is that just the hero? Is that just the general? Oh, Malekith. Just come over here and fight him. You come over and kill him. Ah, there we go. That's where we want to go. No need for an arcane conduit just yet, Drothella. Okay, Malekith, don't go and fight him. He's running away very, very quickly. The cowardly rat bastard. Okay, they cast on us there. That's fine.
Black guards, bolt throwers, make them bleed.
Sorceress of Crone.
How did she get on for kills there? 284. Good.
Follow the wind.
It's only Skaven, but hey, they all need to die. That seems to be where the biggest blob will be coming in. Go for another cast in here, I think. How's she getting on? 464, or 467, something like that. Nice.
Dark sorceress. Moving forward. Seeking victims. Now.
Master Druki!
Back them up a little bit.
Time to kill. On to murder. Warrior Sarius. Swiftly.
How many kills now? Yeah, she's doing well.
Swift. Moving forward.
This is easy meat for a flame sorceress.
Calling the winds.
Could maybe use a blade wind from Malekith here. Just to get that out of the way. She has arcane conduit.
Come, Malekith.
Just because he was closer and we've got the spell, so why not?
Now.
Right, go for there. That's a good blob.
Sorceress of Crone. Seeking victims. Swiftly. Swift. Saruman.
Nice.
On to murder.
And let's just turn these around because we aren't shooting these fast enough.
By birth.
Go for them.
Servant of Hecate. For pain.
Oh, there's some more over here. Okay.
At once.
How slow is our cast? I don't think we're going to get another flamestorm. Well, we might. It's not like it matters. We're going to win regardless. Could get a burning head through that, I suppose, and against Skaven, that'll do fine.
Eager for blood. Moving forward. Swiftly.
Now we'll turn these around as well.
Battle calls. My power is yours.
The Arcane Conduit. Looks like we will get a burning head out of this.
On to murder. Sorceress of Crone.
And I think that's it.
Now.
Oh no, they've still got the generals here. And we won. There we go. We got them all.
Bow before Malekith.
And we're going to loot and occupy because that's a lot of slaves.
Yes, yes.
Malekith, king of... chosen.
We're definitely going to have a rebellion at Naggaroth. That's okay. We're going to get another unit of Dark Shards because we can.
Mistress.
Hellebron can come down and help at Naggaroth. We'll stick the Black Ark in there as well.
Dry land.
A capable servant.
Dreaded Slaver. And we can bring Malekith back to deal with it if we want.
Flay this traitor myself.
For here, I am going to say, let's go for Piercing Bolts of Burning.
Bring me his traitorous head.
And more Tenacity. That's fine.
We are displeased.
And if they go for Naggaroth straight away, we should be able to auto-resolve that when Crone Hellebron force marches across. Okay, so now we're into another research line. Let's have a look and see what we should go for. Income from post-battle loot. While this makes recruitment costs for our Dark Shards cheaper, post-battle loot is something that you see benefit from in every battle you fight. So it actually makes you more money than you would save.
I am Cain's instrument.
Okay, and Harkaldra,
Fear me.
we're going to repair this. Now, this part is quite important. Harkaldra, Altar of Ultimate Darkness, Ashrak, and if we come across and take Cowark 2, you don't want to build them up. You can maybe take them up to like tier 2, tier 3, whatever, but don't bother putting walls up like you would normally because it's actually a waste of money. Now, the reason for that is that when chaos comes, those walls are going to make no difference. They're like tissue paper. You don't want your armies to be fighting inside walls against them either because the siege maps are too small. Full stack armies of Dark Shard Shades, whichever you've got, will get killed inside there because they won't be able to do most of the most effective firing, and you'll be hit with like 2-3 stacks at a time. You just won't be able to fight them. You want to fight the enemy out in the field. That means that you basically accept that Harkaldra, Ashrak, sometimes Altar of Ultimate Darkness, though usually not because they don't generally come out that far. And Cowark, if you've gone this far across to the east, those are places that you just abandon because what you want is effectively a wall of major settlements. Naggaroth, Grond, Ganeth, and if you've taken it, the Frozen City over here. Those are where you want to defend from, because they have real garrisons and real powerful walls by the time Chaos arrives, because you'll have built them up to tier 4, tier 5. These places, you're just using them to feed money, growth and slave capacity to your major cities like Naggaroth and Grond. Grond is a major city because you can get gold from there, and it's also your best spellcasting city. Ganeth, it's a major city, you don't want to lose it. And Naggaroth speaks for itself, really. So yeah, these places, you do what it takes to get extra growth and money out of them, not to defend them. Because remember, it's 95 turns until you wind up facing the Chaos here. Why not get as much money out of them as you can before you lose them? Okay, so you've got the rebels there. Hagrief, this is why I actually recommend you try to break that particular alliance, because they're not really worth it. I'm leaving it up now just so you can kind of see it as an example. I do not like Malice Darkblade, and confederating him even is not particularly worthwhile because he's the other side of the bloody map. You literally just get a decent legendary lord and a distraction. Now, something you might be asking, if we're not going to wall up these northern settlements, are we not going to constantly wind up with problems with Mung? Potentially. We potentially might. But frankly, who the hell cares? They're not that dangerous.
You are mine.
If they cause you enough trouble, go up there and kill them. They only have 2 settlements. Do you see what I mean? Basically, it's not worth causing yourselves inconvenience and throwing up walls for the sake of it to get really shit garrisons, because Dark Elf garrisons are terrible in minor cities. Why not just leave them open and deal with the issues as they come? So for here, we're going to go for that extra growth because we want to build up Naggaroth, and we're going to be in this area for a little bit. We're going to get Malekith on the case there. That extra growth. Let's have a look at Hagrief. See, our relations with him aren't that good.
Trade keeps the
We're not going to
wine
get confederation
sweet,
with him
and
anytime
the
soon. Let's
flesh
see,
sweet.
strength rank 2.
Do not say.
So we're not going to get confederation with him anytime soon. I really dislike forced alliances, because they result in things like this, which, as I say, as soon as you hit turn 10, you can end the alliance with no real negative consequences. I'm just not that bothered about it right now, because if Hagrief want to go at it, they can have a go at it. I really wasn't expecting Caron Carr to show up there. That's a bit unusual. We can upgrade our Black Ark now. That is excellent. We're definitely going to do that.
Mistress of Ganeth.
And we're going to end the turn.
Despair.
I'm going to say take him outside
Behold.
and just put Crone Hellebron inside Naggaroth. Our public order here is more or less okay. Same for here.
The people are displeased.
For Grond, we will set about the gold because we need that money.
Yes.
Going to go for Altar of Ultimate Darkness now. That's a decisive victory on auto-resolve. No need to fight that manually.
Die.
Look at our money situation now. It's getting better and better, and we can get some Ogre Mercenaries while we're here. Because you can't get straight down to Rakdo Gorge to finish off the Skaven anyway.
Ogres, my lord.
Yes,
These
yes, yes,
British
I know
lads
about
are
the
as strong
ogres.
as ever.
Bloody hand
That's all fine. There's nothing else we really want to do here. I'm not particularly inclined towards building up the Great Arena when Grond is 6 turns away from going to tier 3. Ganeth is also 6 turns away from going to tier 3, so that's looking good for us. And seeing as we're saving so much money now, we might as well start getting Hellebelly her extra stack. Her extra troops for her stack, I should say. Ah.
We will make them bleed.
Okay, so he's wounded. We've got to bring him back. That's the downside to the shit that Malice Darkblade's pulling, because our Black Ark just got a bit wiped. That's okay. We'll get rid of them. They can't escape us. Anytime you like, guys. There we go. That was the downside to not having them inside the settlement. But hey-ho. Wow, that was a lot of casualties. They're going to besiege next turn, so I'm going to come to here.
We honor you, Cain.
So that I can... no.
Finding my way.
We'll go for that. They might give us the ambush there, and that might make the auto-resolve easier. Go for that. We will get the Ogre Mercenaries. Mornfrang Cav, obviously, because Dark Elf Cav sucks dick. And we'll go to Force March to here, because that should get us close enough that we can get to Rakdo Gorge next turn.
Worm cannot be trusted.
Hecate's Blessing. We want that. She's going to get her Dark Pegasus next level. And then she is an absolute wrecking machine. So it's all looking good with her. Get that weapon strength. Let's make sure our slave situation's exactly how I want it. See, we've still got plenty of capacity to stuff into the Iron Mountains. No need to send them to anywhere else. You have to keep an eye on that, though, because eventually you do reach slave capacity. And there we go. They triggered the ambush.
Cain is watching.
Plenty of slaves.
The people grow restless.
Gonna go to there because I don't feel like we need to prevent the rebellion there. Now the Altar of Ultimate Darkness has a special building that gives you extra tax rates. So that one is actually worth building up to tier 3, just not necessarily worth building up walls for. Saying that, the chaos very rarely goes down that side. That should now be the end of the Skaven.
Attack. I am the Witch King.
Clan Septic are dealt with. We will get Malekith. That one for the extra income. We will get the Master.
Traitorous head.
Stimulate Growth is a good one there, actually, because it will help with building up Naggaroth. She's only 3 turns away from going tier 3. We can now get rid of this building, probably.
Lord of the Black Tower.
But I would say hold on to it for now, just in case someone sneaks up and gets Rakdo Gorge. Malekith is going to come round now, and you're going to start expanding south through Hagwraith. And through... Oh, it looks like Tretch Craventail's gone. That's useful. Through the Forgebound, through Karonkar, and take everything south. And that's basically the mainstay of what you need to know to start out here, guys. Because as you can see, we have finished up here. He's going to be coming back soon. 3 more turns and we get him back. So we'll have a Black Ark. It was unfortunate that we lost him, but it is what it is. We've got 2 armies that are actually very serviceable and exactly what we need for the job in hand. We've got Malekith looking very strong. His spellcaster's great. We've got 3 settlements, major settlements, that are all about to hit tier 3 in quick succession. 3 turns to start it on Naggaroth, 4 turns for Grond and Ganeth. We've got 3 of the major cities there. We're at war with Haggrave. That's absolutely at war with whatever this faction's called, Clarkarond, because they hold Haggrave. So we can just take them out and get that as well. Move down south. We're in a great position. So the mainstays that you need to take away: attack eastward to get Crone, Hellebron confederated. You can confederate her around about turn 4 or 5 easily. Don't wall up the northern settlements because they're going to fall to chaos eventually anyway. So just feed them, build them up so that they can feed money and growth to your major settlements: Haggrave, Grond, Naggaroth, and if you get it, the Frozen City. Except the fact that you're going to lose them and then get them back afterwards once you've dealt with chaos. And build up your Black Ark. Send it out with a Dark Shard stack to maybe take Karonkar. Maybe, but certainly to go through all the Norscan settlements here to feed you more money and more slaves so that you can start to really ratchet up the pressure and build huge armies that you can send all the way through in this southern area. And then when chaos comes, bring them all back, wipe out chaos, and then get back on with the rest of your campaign. So I'm hoping this is useful to you guys. If it is useful, hit like, subscribe, all that other crap that YouTubers always ask you to do. But I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I shall see you in the next one. There are plenty more guide videos to characters like Balthazar Gelt, Lord Skrulk, other tough type campaigns, and I've also been doing a lot of SFO campaigns recently, if that floats your boat too. Again, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.